Okay, let's try this again. Peace be upon you. There was an audio failure in processing of this video. So rather than re-uploading, I decided we're just going to do this again. Everything happens for a reason. Strength. I need to be consistent, persistent, resilient, to not give up on something, because there's victory within reach, current energy. And I do feel you feel it. And yes, there is a bittersweet taste to everything, as you know. In order to embrace something entirely new or conquer something, sacrifices are made. There seem to be some conscious sacrifices here. Whereas, yeah, you're saddened by the fact that you may need to recur to certain, actions, or make certain decisions, no matter how much it saddens you. If it's necessary, the strength consists in you being able to do what needs to be done, staying true to yourself, your dreams, your pursuits, taking what's rightfully yours, etc., claiming your freedom, your sovereignty, your independence, your right to be, and whatever you were created to be, whatever you currently feel you are, or whatever you are attempting to become, or whatever you're defending or protecting or fighting for, what you, with resilience and resistance and endurance, pushing through, holding on, holding true to something you believe in, and you've always believed in, and you've always pursued and hoped to see come to pass. Apparently you were right. This is the time when you're going to see victories, there where you were almost giving up. It's this final blow, this final step, this final attempt, and it's going to pay up. Again, it comes at a very high cost. It saddens you that it had to unfold this way, or it comes down to making a certain sacrifice of some sort, but victory is victory. Yes, you're saddened by the things you need to leave behind. You're saddened that a chapter comes to an end, a full closure. But it is what it is. At least the battle is soon to be over. Inner, outer conflict, etc. You're not doing that anymore. Victory is yours. You're going to claim it. 8 of Swords. You no longer care about what anyone else says. And yes, again, everything cuts both ways. And it comes with sacrifices. And victory is never free, nor much less cheap. And it's leaving behind a masculine, specifically. Or an idea of a masculine, or someone you were hoping to be your counterpart or join you for the long run. This can also be a friend, an employer, a partner, and so on. A close friend, yeah, as well. But relationship-wise, speaks the sadness of letting go of a dream, that, or rather vision or hope, that something could come join you in this new journey, or that your current victory would have had a person share it with you, but they're not there. At least the turmoil is over. The stress, the hoping, the sleepless nights, the 7 of Cups, no more confusion. Certain options are, or possibilities are off the table. You got to focus on the victories now, okay? Magician, yeah. Coming into full-blown power of manifestation. 2 of Cups with a separation. I'm sorry. There's disappointment. There's either sensation of, I wish they would have raised up to be what I knew them they were capable of being, or I'm sorry that they were weak, or that they failed to be whom they could have been, and so on and so forth. Regret, reminiscing, sadness, loss, and even mourning to some extent over something that had the potential to be the ultimate, at least that's how you perceive it, the ultimate fulfillment and happiness. Someone will no longer be in your life. You're on your own now. You were prepared for this. Someone else enters. your counterpart. Ten of Wands, reaching the completion of a cycle, right at the end of a cycle. You have to complete this on your own. It's important. Even if it breaks your heart. Because you know that once you cross that line, once you shut the door entirely, once you make that decision, that resolution, that this new promise, this new covenant, embrace this new vision, or channel your energy or focus into something entirely new, you know that automatically this means that you've lifted your hands off of something. You're done, you're out, you're checked out entirely, you're just moving on. And that's why you didn't do it. Not because you couldn't. You just chose not to move on in hopes that someone would follow along or catch up or make a different choice or raise up to being whom they could have been. But yeah, they didn't. So you have to continue to be fierce and resilient, even though you may be accused of being overly harsh or cruel or egoistic or demanding, or it doesn't matter. You got to choose what you got to choose. Even if that, again, implies losing someone. You cannot lose what you never had, remember, right? So another major arcana, the moon in reverse. You're going to have to leave the unrevealed, the unsaid in exactly as is. Leave it in the past. You're capable of seeing in the dark as you move forward. What's in the past, it's done. And the Four of Swords, healing will follow, restoration, meditation, introspection. That's why you can manifest now. You connect with your higher self, you go deeper, deeper, deeper. This is someone who's also engaged in some form of a fasting or abstention, or, yeah, sure know what they need to do here. And again, a parting of ways due to being incompatible or lack of alignment, sharing different set of goals, desires, and purposes and natures, and they were simply not compatible. Two people can be right at the same time. This is not about who's right or wrong. This is about movement forward and fulfilling your destiny, completing the wheel. Cycle has reached its completion with successful success and positive outcomes, just rewards and so on. You've conquered something here. You hold on to your values, okay? You know the laws, you know the rules, and you're no longer going to be willing to break said rules, transgress, or betray yourself to any capacity, because you know you will simply not get away with it. You're going to pay dearly for it. So why betray yourself? Just stay true to your principles, even if they're defined as, I don't know, uncomfortable, non-conventional, outdated. It doesn't matter. Stay true to those principles. Okay, what's right is right. What's fair is fair. The world needs exactly that. People that are willing to stand in their own integrity, authenticity, truth, power, discernment. Because, yeah, truth sets free. Liberation, warrior energy, most definitely a warrior of light. A long journey has come to an end. You may have been focusing your attention in the wrong direction. Love connections in the heart, they're not wrong per se. You're just being told that the whole purpose of all these experiences were to have you reach your center, to have you rediscover who you are. It's been, again, a long journey. You have a lot to still, heal from. But you're going to be able to do so. Support and help is also coming. Kindred spirits on your path. New energies. Very loving, empathetic, compassionate, kind, sincere. So genuine connections in the heart. Whereas up until now you may have attempted to turn a mule into a donkey. Or, a mule into a horse. And it doesn't work, right? Because a mule is still a mule, even if you call him donkey. But horse is never going to be. So it is what it is, right? the energy of, again, bittersweet. A lot of loss, a lot of sacrifice. But also remember that throughout these trials, you've also shown a lot of strength, courage, self-determination, self-restraint, capacity to control, to keep yourself in check. So there's a victory here. You may not see it now because of the sadness over what you couldn't have, what you did not experience, what you've lost. And also the things that you did experience and your interpretation of them or experience at the time that was painful, hurtful, forceful, and even brutal to some extent, traumatic. And you feel that as if the world had constantly tried to turn you into something that you're not. And you're right. That's because you did. Am I willing? Willpower, self-determination against sovereignty. You are on the edge of something great. Can you feel it? Yes, there is risk, uncertainty, and imperfections ahead. Failure is certain, and vulnerability is a requirement. You must be brave and trust yourself more than ever before. You will reach the dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forward with courage. Yes, do what you got it. Today's soul action. Be brave, follow your heart's compass, and lift the lid on your own dreams. Today's mantra, it's possible, believe it. It's energy. The words are useless unless they're backed with genuine belief, a feeling of something even more so than possible, something absolutely meant to happen, and perceive it as if it already has. It's a given, right? Don't allow doubt to cast shadows anymore. But most importantly, stop restraining yourself there where it's not necessary, there where you're trying to meet the expectations of others, there where you allow others to trample all over you, to disrespect you, to define and label you, to have opinions on you, there where they're of no validity or requirement or necessity, and so on. They have the freedom to have them, but you don't have the freedom. You're not forced. You don't have the obligation to take them at face value. So your own opinion of yourself is what matters most. And now you were revealed on who you truly are throughout the trials and the victories that you've had. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Wisdom. Yes, keep going forward. The most difficult part of the situation is over. Absolutely. Hallelujah. Praise be the Most High. Happiness and well-being. And here comes the sun. Leonic energy strongly here. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Venusian, Sag, but also Scorpio, Leo. Many energies here. Many. And pretty much all of them. Sun, here it was in reverse. And something is about to finally be healed, completely released. Clarity will arise, joy and serenity, prosperity. It's also divine masculine energy, so it means that you are perfectly capable of manifesting or seeing your dreams come to fruition. Shalom.